Hey guys, it's DC and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome, guys. This is my Young and The Restless review. Diane's got everyone shooked. You know, I was watching this week, I was like, man, Diane's got everyone shook this week. I was like, she got everybody shooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, Diane's return has gotten everyone in a bind, especially Phyllis. Now, to be honest, I could never really get into Phyllis and Jack. Jack is like always the groomsman, but never the groom. And I just kind of feel like everything that happens to Phyllis in this way is like karma for what she did to Sharon and Nick. I don't really enjoy Phyllis as a character. I gotta be honest with you. It's just, for Phyllis, everything is never her fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's Sharon's fault. It's Diane's fault. It's Cricket's fault. It's always someone else's fault but Phyllis. And I don't know what it is with Phyllis. It's just that I feel in a way she just, to me, she feels like a teenage girl trapped in the body of a grown woman. That's how I feel when I watch Phyllis. Now, granted, it's just because Phyllis is just always so petty. She's so petty and childish. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, granted, that Diane is pretty vindictive. She's very manipulative as well. She has a history. But there's still a sense of maturity that I get even from Diane that I don't get from Phyllis, to be honest. I don't get that from Phyllis. Okay, I want to touch on Kyle and Summer's return. By the way, I love the new recast Summer, by the way. I'm actually really liking her a lot. This is my thing with Kyle. I honestly have to agree with Sally. I felt like it was cold for him to just ice Ashlyn out of Harrison's life. Oh, because of the lies he told to Harrison, etc., about dying. And this is my thing. I just feel like for me, every time I kept hearing Kyle say that, it just sounded so hypocritical, considering the fact that Diane did the same thing to him when he was a child, but yet he's willing to have Diane in his life, which is understandable, that's his mom. But yet, you can't extend that same type of logical understanding, that grace towards Ashlyn. And it honestly makes me feel like, honestly, he was just always looking for any type of reason to ice Ashlyn out of the equation. That's how I feel personally. It could have been anything. Ashlyn could have blinked at him twice, and he's like, okay, well, that's a reason. Let's use it. Let's get him out of Harrison's life. So that's what I feel like that reason was behind it, because to me, it's hypocritical considering the fact that Diane did the same thing. You're going to have her not only in your life, but the possibility of Harrison's life as well. So I don't know. I felt like with Kyle, that was pretty hypocritical to me. I wasn't feeling that, honestly. And what I really enjoyed was that when Diane and Ashlyn, when they're sitting together talking, not this week, but last week, and she was like, I hope you know, like, I'm not about to get involved. I'm not about to sit here and be your cheerleader to Kyle for you with Harrison. Like, I got my own problems. She was just like, listen, I got my own problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, this ain't the meeting of two kindred spirits. I got my own problems going on. You know what I'm saying? Which, honestly, that was probably the smart thing for Diane to do. You don't want to get caught up in Ashlyn's mess because you're already on everyone in town's shizzle list, so you don't want to sit there and bring any bad unwanted attention to yourself. That's not somebody you want as a friend or an ally. Definitely not Ashlyn Locke. Now, there was a scene where Victor was meeting with Kyle. Personally, I did not like how Victor tried to manipulate Kyle and tell him, oh, you got to find a way to ice Ashlyn out of Harrison's life. And and I get Victor was trying to go the angle like, oh, he's not safe to be around the boy, but it just felt selfish. And I'm glad that Kyle did not let himself get manipulated from Victor, honestly. Because somebody like Victor, people like that, you got to keep your eye on them. Yeah, I think he's a great patriarch, don't get me wrong, but like, people like that, you don't give them too much information about what's going on in your life. You don't give them too much information, too much leeway, and too much say. And you take advice from them sparingly, people like that, honestly. Because if you don't, Victor's the type of person, you give him that inch, he will take that mile. He will. He will. He says that about everybody else, but he's just like that too. So I'm kind of weary on Victor too, and I'm glad that Kyle did not let himself get manipulated by Victor. He stood his ground, as he should, honestly. What's interesting is that when I was watching it, I was thinking of how like there were so many different ways that Kyle and Summer almost ended up being related. Obviously, there was a possibility that Summer was Jack's daughter. Then there was a possibility that Kyle was Victor's daughter from way back when. Then there was, that time when Dina was on, and it made it seem like Jack was Victor's son, which that would have been epic. That would have been epic. That would have been epic if they went there. that him and the mustache, they've been beating for all these years, and their father and son. That would be epic. That would have been epic. But even looking at it like that, there's so many times where they were almost related. It's just crazy. It's mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me. Okay, next I want to talk about this merging of Chancellor with Hamilton Winters. I like the premise of this story, but it's just, this is another one of those storylines where I feel like even the writers don't even know where this is going. Like, they're not even clear on the direction of the storyline and where exactly it's going. And that's a problem for me. The storyline's taking so long to develop. I'm like, ugh. Like, I know Y&R has a slower pace of storytelling, but it wasn't like this back in 2007 when I first started watching. 2006 when I first started watching. It wasn't like it back then. Like, they took their time, but like, because even Ashton Locke, they were talking about how bad he was and, oh, Ashton Locke is terrible Victoria needs to see it. That kind of conversation went on every single day, I felt like, for the past 4 months. And I'm like, okay, we get it. Like, you know, and I don't know if that's just me. Did anybody else feel the way? I don't know if that's just me. Now, granted, Ashton Locke and Diane are two of the best storylines we have right now on The Young and The Restless. The only reason why I'm giving them some kind of a credit. But to me, this merging of Chancellor Hamilton Winters, like, where is this going, by the way? Like, where is the storyline going? And I want to talk about Amani. Like, I like Amani. I like that she's one of my new favorite characters on Y&R because she has that spitfire, that spunk like Drusilla and Hillary. And I miss that on soaps. Because, I'm sorry, Phyllis, if Phyllis is supposed to be that for us on the show, it's not doing it for me. It's not doing it for me with Phyllis. It's just not. Now, I obviously prefer Imani to Elena because Elena is just so passive, but this is an opportunity for Elena to fight for her man, Nate. Fight for your man. Because a lot of times in life, we only grow through challenges. So now this is an opportunity for Elena to stop being so passive and stand up for her man. Because Imani's coming for your man. And I like this about Imani. I like characters like this on stuff. Like she's coming for everything. She does not care. Not saying I like that part, but I'm just saying, like, I like that Imani's like, I'm gonna go after what I want. It kind of reminds me of Hillary. I miss Hillary. I want to talk about Lily and Billy real quick. For me, I'm sorry to say it, the love of Lily's life is always going to be Kane for me. Lily and Billy, I feel like Lily is just a placeholder for Victoria. And don't get me wrong, it's obvious that Lily and Victoria are endgame, but I can't believe in this couple, no way, like, shape or form. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, I'm trying to think of another show where they had someone else, they had somebody with somebody else, and even though they weren't endgame, you were able to like still like say, I like this couple. Okay, perfect. Billy and Bo on Days. We knew that Billy was not endgame. It was always gonna be Hope, but like we were still invested in them a little bit during that time period. Or I'm presuming at least. I'm presuming at least, right? I wasn't watching that time. I'm presuming. And that's the thing, I'm not invested in them. Like with Sunny and Nina, I'm invested in Sunny and Nina. Even though I know at the end of the day, Carly and Sunny are endgame. Which really should be Carly and Jason, but that's a story for another day. That's a whole nother show review. So to me, I just can't get into this whole thing with Lily and Billy. Lily is a placeholder, and I'm sorry, she deserves so much better. And I don't know what happened with Daniel Goddard as to why he's not on the show. But give me a recast, Kane. I'm open to it. I liked it when Charlie and Maddie and Kane were on. I liked it. I liked seeing the Ashbys. I don't know. I actually really like that. An interracial family on soap with grown kids. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Okay, yes, we've got... No, yeah, we don't really see that on soaps. We don't. So many missed opportunities, guys. That was a lot of missed opportunities in my mind. But Y&R, honestly, these past few months has gotten a lot better. I did do my last review saying the show's making me restless, and it is. It still is on some ways. It still is. I'm usually folding laundry when I'm watching Young and The Restless, or I'm playing with my cat. I'm doing something else while I'm watching Young and The Restless. Whereas GH or Days, I have to sit down, or B&B even, I have to sit down and watch it because I know I'm going to miss something or miss some type of dialogue. So I saw from the previews for next week that Taraya is going to be on. They got married like a week or so ago. We haven't really heard anything from them. They're on their honeymoon. I kind of miss the days when soaps would show the couples on their honeymoons and they would have some kind of an adventure storyline even from there. But all right, I guess, you know, I just don't see them doing much to Taraya. I just feel like the writers on Y&R are gonna do a bang up job of their romance. And what are they gonna do? Put Tessa with Noah? I guess. I mean, speaking of Noah, I see that they're trying to pair Noah up with Allie. I am noticing that. It just seems like the writers don't know what to do with Noah. This is how I feel. I feel like they don't know what to do with Noah. And here's just a couple of ideas of what I think the writers should be doing with Noah. This is a couple of storyline ideas for the writers, okay? If you ever happen to come across my video, okay? One idea is Noah can develop a secret drug addiction that he's been hiding from his family. That's one option right there. That's one option, right? Second option is Noah is not only just dating a guy, right? But he's dating a guy who's the son of one of Victor's or Nick's old rivals. I be forgetting sometimes that Nick is Noah's father. I'm not gonna lie, because the chemistry between those two is like big brother and little brother. I don't get father and son vibes from Nick and Noah. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me. That's how Nick is. Nick just comes from time to time, says, hey bud, gets his coffee and he leaves. That's all he does when he's on the screen. I'm telling you. All right, another idea here is during Noah's time overseas, he accidentally killed someone and someone comes to town to blackmail him. That's another storyline idea right there, right, with Noah. All right, fourth idea here, I think this is the fourth one here. Fourth idea I got here is a girl he dated overseas, he broke up with, and somehow a family member of hers comes to Genoa City to seek revenge on Noah through Allie, since they believe Noah is the reason she killed herself. So in other words, they would be doing something to torment Allie as a result, because they believe that Noah was the reason that girl killed herself. And then there you have it. I mean, what do you guys think? Would any one of those be a more interesting storyline than what we're seeing Noah in? I think that was pretty good. I think those are some good suggestions, honestly. I think those are some pretty good suggestions. Because they just don't know what to do with this character. He's a legacy character. You think he's going to get some good storyline. They don't know what to do with him. And that's a shame. That's a shame when there's so much build up and promise for a character, but yet they don't know what to do with you. Whew. Sure. Okay, this is another thing. Everyone in Sharon's getting angry at Ashlyn for Ray's death, and I just feel like Ashlyn is like the easiest scapegoat for everybody. To the point where I'm like, all right, guys, all right. Like, I mean, everyone in this cast has done just as worse, and that was an accident on Ashlyn's part. And Phyllis over here acting like she's better. Like, didn't you leave Christine on the side of the road all those years ago? Like. But yeah, okay. Let's continue to build your high moral ground, Phyllis. Let's go ahead. I just really don't like Phyllis. I just don't like her. I don't know if it's because she puts herself off the cliff. I don't like Phyllis, and because of that, it's got me rooting for Diane. It's got me rooting for Diane. I'm supposed to be rooting for Phyllis, but the insecurity is real. You over here shouting in the Grand Phoenix lobby? Like, come on. Like, do you not know your power? If you, and this is the thing, like, I want to say it's maybe her relationship with Jack, but she had the same type of insecurity when she was with Nick. So it's just like, same type of insecurity when she was with Ronan Malloy. So, same type of insecurity when she was with Billy. Which that was just the weirdest pairing for me. But with Phyllis, I can't with Phyllis. I don't know what it is with Phyllis. I just can't. Screaming in the lobby. Like, do you not know your power as a woman? There's no way out in the world I would be in a relationship and someone would be able to get me to shout in the lobby of my own hotel looking a fool like that. There's no way. And you know, I'm the type of person, I see relationships very different. I've been in a relationship now for 3 years. And I view relationships very, very differently than I think that most people do, where sometimes people will be like, damn, do you love your boyfriend? I was like, yeah, I do love him. But at the same time, it's just like, in a relationship, you have to know who you are. That's how I feel. That's how you get your respect. And this is why, like, Phyllis is always on some teen girl-ish. Like, I feel like sometimes Summer is the mother, you know, and she's the daughter. She's a child. That's how I feel with Phyllis. This insecurity, didn't work out with Nick, blaming Sharon. Well, you did sleep with Sharon's husband, so whatever you get is just karma on that one. But it's just, I don't know, Phyllis, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know that. And that's pretty much everything. Also, I didn't know Billy's podcast was under like a pseudonym. I didn't know that. I thought everyone knew that he had the podcast. I don't know. I tell you, I'll be doing laundry when I watch Young and The Restless. I'm gonna be honest. If it weren't for Diane and Ashlyn, this show would not be interesting to me right now. I'm telling you. Even this merging of Hamilton Winters and Chancellor. Oh Lord. I believe the writers, they be drinking. Or they be writing these storylines Young and The Restless. They just be drinking. Anyways, guys, that's my Young and the Restless review. Diane got everyone shook. I'm actually really loving Diane's return. I think it's one of the best things they could have done. I would have liked it if Jack's son, even if it was a recast, Chemo would have came on. Like, even if he was on his deathbed, I would have liked to have seen that. I would have loved to have seen that. That was a missed opportunity for me. That was such a missed opportunity from the writers. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think like they should have recasted Chemo? Even if they were just gonna kill him off, but still just to give us that closure to see that? Or do you think like they did the right thing just having him die off screen? What do you guys think about that? Anyways, guys, that's my Young and the Restless review. I'm out. This has been Soap Sanctuary. Also, guys, if you haven't, check out my top 5 supernatural soap opera storylines, guys. Check out that video. It should be on the end of this video when I get done posting it. But yeah, guys, I'm out.